Got me thinking about you every time I'm in the start turning up. I can never get too close. Cause you're not dirty on me. Wouldn't pull it off like me. Shit, I'm just trying to love my phone. Both gon' go. You're not dirty on me. You're not dirty on me.
All right, what is up? What is up? Is my camera crooked? Ooh, because it looks like my picture's crooked. What is up? Can everybody hear me? We good? Sound good? Sound good? AB good. Thanks, Nash. I just saw it, man. I'm like, even with my glasses on, I almost missed it. What's up, everybody? We are doing altcoin madness. I know. Look, I got a lot of salty DMs from some of you guys. I don't mind salty DMs from new people, but when I get salty DMs from people that have been with me for ages, it makes me feel like you're not paying attention and you're not watching the stuff that I put out. It really does. Like, it's just disappointing. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, and that's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not really mad. It's just funny to me. I mean, it just is. I don't know. Especially because I've covered this. But I'm going to cover it again because I know I told you guys, some of you guys are going to need me to carry you all the way to the finish line, and I will do that. Okay, so anyway, real quick, this video is brought to you by 4cmediaco.com, the greatest in financial breaking and crypto news. And I want to give a shout out to my right-hand man. Everybody give a shout out real quick in chat to Nash. For without Nash, there would be no 360 Trader, and none of this would be possible. Thank you, my brother. I love you. Yeah. So how do we kick this off? We kick this off by saying this, okay? And I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Ethereum, say it with me. Ethereum is not trending. Ethereum is not trending. Your altcoins dangle. Yep, there you go. Yes, put it in chat. Because when you speak it and you write it, maybe it'll sink in. I don't know. I don't know. As many times I've covered this, I'm covering it over and over and over. Ethereum is not trending yet. Your altcoins, all with very few exceptions, dangle and suspend from Ethereum. Okay, so any DMs about any particular altcoin and why it's not moving and what's wrong with it, I'm not responding to. Yeah, I'm just not, because you're not listening. You're not paying attention, you're not listening. And the problem isn't the altcoin. The problem is your lack of patience. Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. I mean, I can only show you 1,000 times. Thank you, Athena. Somebody is listening. No, I am not telling you how you can DM me. The last thing I need is thousands of people DMing me. I get that already. Like, I already get it. And so when I get salty ones, I'm like, definitely not responding. Especially those that have been with me for ages, definitely not responding to those salty DMs. So here, this is the reason why we didn't do altcoin madness last week. I got salty DMs about that because I said I was going to do one. Look, I should have posted something that said, hey, guys, today we're going to cancel. We're going to do it next week. But there's a reason why I didn't do one last week. And if it didn't hit you why, I'm going to tell you why. Because it was the day that the war broke out, and it would have felt a little. Could I have gone ahead and done it? Yes, but it would have felt a little unempathetic to me to do an altcoin madness on the day that the official breakout of the war between Israel and Iran really popped off. It was on the day we were supposed to do Altcoin Madness, and I just didn't feel like that would be a great day to jump into it. So that is why I didn't. Okay. That being said, we're doing one today. What? Oh, goodness. Please pay attention. Please pay attention, because I'm going to show you what's happening. Yes, we are going to cover a few altcoins. No, I'm not going to cover TEL, and I'm not going to cover XRP. I do that all the time, and it's really not necessary. Some of you guys need to be nursed on your altcoins. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe that's because you're all in that one. I don't know. I will say there's nothing wrong with either. That isn't wrong with every other altcoin right now. Okay, right now altcoins are in the pretty much in different stages and different levels, pretty much in the same basket. Why? Why? Somebody type it in. Somebody type it in. Somebody type it in. Somebody type it in. Why? Somebody type it in. Thank you, son Tim Wong. Because Ethereum's not trending. Okay. Ethereum is not trending and has not confirmed dominance or received it. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Montenegro. They just answered it for you right there. If I'm saying your name's wrong, I apologize. It's not on purpose. So let's just share screen and get this party started. Y'all ready? All right. Oh, by the way, thank you for joining me live. Thank you. And if you were salty, I forgive you. It's all good. It is what it is. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. All right, here we go. Let me get where I need to get. Yes. All right. Now let's share screen. You guys are looking in my ear right now. So let's go ahead and share screen so you can stop looking in my ear. Yeah. Let me pick the right one. Yeah. I have so many views for Ethereum. I just want to get one. Yeah. Okay. We'll do this one. What the heck? All right. So this is a corrective trend down. It is a correction. It is a trend down. It is a trend because it has a series of lower lows and lower highs. A series of lower lows and lower highs. This is our bottom. Okay? This is our bottom formation. All of this is our bottom formation. This is our chach or change of character, meaning it has taken out the high that preceded the lowest low. The high that preceded the lowest low. You go to the previous swing high, and that is your change of character, meaning what? Potential trend reversal. It does not mean we are trending. It simply means that the Ethereum has potentially reversed the previous trend, which was what? Which was down. Man, just free education. It's just free education. And so this was the change of character. Now it hit first set of resistance and is in a consolidation. So you have a singular leg off the lows into a new consolidation. That is not a trend. What do you have the potential for? You remember, you have to have at least another set. It's just a single leg. It's just a single leg off the lows. So this, in order to be trending, must validate as a, listen closely. Gosh, I hope you guys are picking this up. I really do. I'm trying to explain it without using any fancy terms. So this has to validate as a higher low. Has it done that yet? No. Why? Because in order for this to validate as a higher low, you must get a higher high. What? Yes, then you will have what? A beginning of a trend. Yeah. You will finally have something you can say that is beginning to trend, because you will have not just a single bounce off the lows, you will have now your low, your higher low, a high, and a higher high. There you go. There it is. That's it. It's that simple. So Ethereum is not trending yet. It is not yet trending. It is currently. Now it has cleaned up all of the liquidation levels above here, but not above here, which I love. It has left behind a lot of external liquidity. Yep. Right above these highs. In addition, there is a lot of internal liquidity in these red candles right here. So there's all kinds of liquidity up here. I'm going to pull up the other chart so you can see it. We have to do Ethereum because I just told you all of your altcoins swing from this pendulum. And so when you're asking what's wrong with your altcoins, I'm explaining it to you. There's nothing wrong with your altcoins. So again, this is a powerful place right here. Right here. This is very powerful. Why? Because you have an equal set of highs here and here. No, the external liquidity here has not been grabbed. So there's external liquidity and inside liquidity all the way up to 3,200. 3,200. Yes. So Ethereum has to finish whatever it's doing down here. Now, the fact that it's already pushed up and removed the liquidity from this area here tells me that the next break of 2,800 is probably the real one. When is that going to happen? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. But we have to let Ethereum finish doing what it's going to do down here. Will it sweep these lows again? It could. It very well could. Absolutely it could, because there is some inside liquidity here. There is indeed some inside liquidity here. In worst case, if it decided to do so, this has not been mitigated. Oh my gosh, and you guys would all freak out if this happened. If this level got retested, you guys would all freak out, even though it would be another shot to set in a higher low before moving on. But you guys would all freak out, even though I'm showing it to you. There is inside liquidity down here that Ethereum could go if the market decides to move lower. Why would you freak out? Because you're not patient. You are impatient. It's as simple as that. It literally is that simple. Now, does Ethereum have to come down here first and mitigate this? No, it does not. Because there's all kinds of liquidity above, literally all the way up. There is liquidity all the way up. There's liquidity above each and every one of these highs, plus inside liquidity. There's all kinds of liquidity. And then we've talked about the liquidity of liquidities above these equal highs. And that is above 4130. Yeah. So the fact that you're not willing to allow this to give you what you need. Listen to me. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. You can look at my face. Yeah. I'm going to move. Look at my face. Listen to what I'm saying. I want the firmest, the most solid foundation. And I told all of my people on my channels this. I want the slowest grind upward possible. That means all price action dealt with. All of the lower areas dealt with. Price action dealt with, mitigated. liquidity's filled, so that we have the solid foundation, the slower grind higher. Some of you guys want everything to go vertical right now, but when things go vertical, when altcoins finally express true verticality, where they're all moving in a vertical fashion, then we're close to the end. None of you want that right now. You want your altcoins to grind higher. You want your altcoins to not grind lower. You want your altcoins to grind higher and deal with all of these price action zones on the way up. Slow, steady, grind, so that when it does move, they're already higher priced. We want our altcoins to grind into higher price action. You don't want your altcoins going vertical from these low lows. You want your altcoins going vertical when they're near or at least halfway to their all-time highs. Think about what I'm telling you. That takes time. It requires price action to do what price action does. It just takes time. Your lack of patience is not an excuse to be salty. Keep that crap to yourself. Let the market be the market. Let it do what it do. All right, let's go back to sharing screen. Move you guys over again. Yep. We are going to real quick. Yes, because you guys know I've been talking about this. Silver, baby. I told you guys. Silver broke out of a massive $383-day range. This is the second move. I'm going to back out to the weekly. Yep. 4-year base right here. And this is over 350-day base right here. Silver has just punched and reached a level that it has not seen since February. Make sure I get the date right. February 2012, when it was on its way down. Silver is headed to $43, $44 next, and then its all-time high at around $50 per ounce. $50 per ounce. Yes, that is silver. Coming out of significant bases. This is a 5.5-year base, 4.5-year base, and this is over a 1-year leg or consolidation. This is a new, fresh breakout. I believe this moves pretty quickly to at least this one, possibly even achieving a verticality to 50 by the end of the year. I think we see silver at $100 an ounce within 3 years. All right, I just wanted to hit that real quick. I know that's not what we're here for, but I did want to share that because a lot of you are precious metals folks, and I wanted to cover it. So let's get back to our altcoins. Yeah. We're going to do, this is the market cap for altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's zoom in on this over here. So this is what we got. This is the long term. Yep. This is the 2021 altcoin high right here, which is all altcoins have achieved. That's all they've done. They have not even begun their new leg. This is amazing price action. Amazing. And now we're preparing to head back up. So I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see this. This is beautiful price action. I'm going to show it to you. This is your downtrend. This is altcoins now without Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is all altcoins without Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you have your chach right here. This is your change of character, which indicates what? A potential trend reversal. The trend, the break of that swing high, that is the chach. Now look, all of this liquidity has been mitigated. All of this has been mitigated to perfection. This is beautiful. This is exactly what you want to see. Everybody's freaking out. Look at that. Yep. Perfect. Pull back, smart money, reversed it, brought it back, refilled all of this liquidity back to their order block to perfection. So in the same manner that we had to form a bottom here, this is the bottom. In the same manner, we're watching for a new bottom to form for what is coming, and that is the move, which is now cleared. Let's see where it's cleared to. Look at this. Look at this perfectly balanced high right here. But that has been tested once. So the odds are this is going to move up. Test this area as knock number 2. Slightly pull back. And then this is going to fly. And the next level coming up is probably going to be about right in here. Let me range that for you. This is what altcoins are going to do. Yep, about right in that zone. This is what's coming for altcoins. When Ethereum dictates. Do you understand? Do you see how this lines up? Even though Ethereum has nothing to do with this chart, this is literally altcoins, which swing from where? The pendulum of Ethereum. You must understand the concept. This is not new. So when Ethereum finally breaks that 2,800 and begins to move, and then begins to take its inside liquidity and external liquidity higher, you will see this start to play out. Yep. Now let's remove the top 10. So now we're removing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the next 8 in line by market cap. And you have the exact same story. You have your chot, you have your bottom, you have your chot or change of character, and then smart money comes back and fills or refills all this liquidity, even down to the macro trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extreme 8, 9, 10. This is now set to retest 305 billion, about 302 billion. That's probably not, even though that's tap number 2, it's probably not going to break right off. You'll get your slight pullback. Yep. And this is going to head somewhere into this area next. I'm literally showing you the future. I'm showing you what's in the future. You guys just want this today, and I get it. You guys just want it all to happen today. Let the market be the market. Let it play out. And my goodness, before we go into couple altcoins I want to cover and look at, what do we have fundamentally? I mean, we have a lineup that's mind-boggling, blowing. But even today, floodgate number 1, the Genius Act, that is floodgate number 1, so prolific in nature because it literally represents the entire foundation of the new economy, not just for the United States, but for the entire globe. The Genius Act. The Senate will probably sign it today at 3:30 Central Standard Time or 4:30 Eastern is when the vote occurs. If it passes today, it then moves on to the House. Once the House passes it, it just gets signed by the president. It is the foundation. It is the future of the economy of the United States, and 94% of the world does not. 94% of, go out and ask people. I told you guys to do this experiment. Ask people what Tether is, what Circle is. Ask people what USDC is. Ask people what a stablecoin is. And by God, ask them what the Genius Act is. And they can't tell you, and yet it is the future financial economy. It is the if you take a watch apart and you see all those gears that make that watch run, that is the Genius Act. And the average person doesn't have a freaking clue. And that's just the beginning. Because from the Genius Act, they will then move on. And it's already begun. I posted last week. It's already getting traction. It's already making its rounds. What act do we have next? Anybody? Anybody? What act? You guys should know this stuff. If you're in crypto and you don't know this stuff, shame on you. Shame on you. What act do we have? Come on. Anybody? Anybody? I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. What is going on, people? Come on, somebody. Oh my goodness, I am so sad right now. Yeah, no, what's after the Genius Act? No, we just talked about stables. That is the Genius Act. What comes next? What is next? The second Save Act. Thank you, Derple. 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 Oh my goodness. Derple. Yep. Derple, I want you to DM me on Twitter and send me your XRP or your US Tether address. I'm going to send you $250. I am. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So Derple, can you do that? DM me on Twitter. Send me your wallet that you would like it sent to. I'm going to send that to you as soon as we end here. Yes, thank you. The Clarity Act, the Clarity Act, the Clarity Act, the Clarity Act. That's right. The Clarity Act will be the framework for the rest of the digital space. It is for the rest of cryptocurrency that they want out by August, by the end of August. This is the framework, guys. This is what is coming. Thank you, Derple. Yes. And then Derple, when we do this again, confirm to everybody that you received it, because I want everybody to make sure that you're getting what I'm telling you you're getting. So please, if you don't mind. Yeah, so amazing. That's coming up. So we have a summer full of floodgates. You understand this? Both of these acts are floodgates beyond your imagination. Because do you know why? Do you know why the altcoin spot ETFs are being delayed by the SEC? Not denied, delayed. Because they're waiting for these frameworks and these acts to get passed. I do believe Sol ETF is next. I do believe we see the spot Sol ETF as probably the first that gets there. And by the way, just throw one other thing in there. Governor Abbott of Texas has till Sunday to sign the Bitcoin bill. Yep, has till Sunday. So Texas is probably going to be the third state. So what you guys have to understand is we have the federal government who has a Bitcoin Federal Reserve but has not yet begun stacking. I need to make that clear. The plan is for them to stack 1 million Bitcoin, not $1 million worth, 1 million Bitcoin within 5 years. What is going to be the plan of the U.S. states, which we now have probably our third going to be approved by Sunday? Texas being approved. They haven't begun accumulating. And I have posted time again, and I keep saying I can't keep up with this, the number of new corporations adding Bitcoin to the balance sheets. And by the way, it's no longer just Bitcoin. We're seeing people establish reserve treasuries of things like Sol, FET, XRP, and this is going to continue. And of course, Ethereum. Ethereum is being picked up as crypto reserve treasuries. It's not just Bitcoin anymore. The huge confirmation in floodgates is the Genius Act, the Clarity Act. This will open the floodgates of Wall Street, which will bring in trillions of institutional money. We'll bring in trillions. So all you cycle talkers and the cycle talkers that they're just not watching fundamentals, don't even know what's happening in the world of economics. They just don't care. They don't know, they just don't know what they're talking about. This is all what's coming. All right, let's do a couple altcoins. I know this is going long. It's already been 30 minutes, but hey, you guys begged for one. Now I'm doing one and I'm making it long. So deal with it. Deal with it. Give me a second to pull up a chart. I'm going to pull up a chart that looks beefy, meaty, and give it to y'all for free. It just looks like, for me, is close to going soon. Yeah. Hold up. Give me a second. All right, here we go. All right. So one of the hottest niches, actually the hottest niche, there's several, is RWAs. Okay. RWAs is one of the hottest. Right now, we have a very significant accumulation structure, very long as well. Extremely long. It is. I'm actually going to include this over here. Let me include this. Go from the low. This is 100 days. 100 days down here forming a beautiful bottom. Very, very nice foundation. Very, very nice low. I love the way this is looking. Everything needed for this to be a base and a foundation is there, to include a couple of things I really like. And this is checks, by the way. CHEX, RWA, altcoin checks. One of the things I really like is this has grabbed higher liquidity, but just for these highs and not for this one. Actually formed a very, very nice equal set of highs. Yep. Right here. Yep. So this has dealt with the liquidity above this zone. And it did that yesterday. And so we saw the market reverse based on knee-jerk reactions late in the day to Trump calling for the evacuation of Tehran. We saw that across all markets. So again, a knee-jerk type reaction. So this grabbed liquidity, but it did not grab liquidity here. And so now this is back in major buy zone. This is a beautiful accumulation here. However, this has now cleared the path for a grab of this liquidity and a move when it does run, and a move to right about 35 cents. Yep. So why am I highlighting this? Because there are a lot of altcoins still inside of bases or forming their bases, and they're well formed, and this is over 100 days of a base. I like it. Now let's look at another example. I'm going to use WIF because it's at a different stage. Yeah. This is WIF, a meme coin. So love this because it's these represent, when I'm showing you these, they represent many forms of altcoins that are at different stages. This represents one that has left its base. And let's give you the base. Yep. So here's the base. Yeah. So unlike checks, which is in its base, WIF broke out of its base and hit key resistance. Look at that key resistance. I want you to see how magnificent this level is, all the way back to 2024. Yeah, this was never going to break on first attempt. It did remove initial liquidity. And now, and as are many altcoins, we're going to zoom back in. Many altcoins are inside of descending wedges. Yep, inside descending wedges. And so these are now set up back to support. It could be a little lower. It can come in here and fill some of this liquidity. But these are now set up to, and it's mitigating. So this is breaking out and mitigating these levels, which is what you want. This is how you establish key firm foundations for what? Eventual moves and second taps on resistance. Remember, we did this already for Ethereum. We did this for altcoins. I just want you to see how they match up across the board. Remember, we did this with altcoin market cap, with the market cap as well. So I want you to see the parallels. Do not expect the second tap to break instantly. Yep. This is what's coming. This is what's in the future. What does this align with? It aligns with everything I've already shown you. Ethereum eventually smashing 2,800, 2,500, 2,800. Altcoin market cap pulling out of the same formation, literally the exact same formation as this coin. So again, you can look at checks and see that it's in basing, as are many altcoins. You can look at WIF and see some that have left their basing and are in mitigation stage, just like many, many other altcoins. And we've got to look at now a majorly bullish one. Very few are in this stage. I don't know what just happened. Holy smoke, that opened up big. There we go. This is XPX. Now, almost no altcoin looks like this. Very few do. But it's coins like these that are causing some of you others to look at your altcoin and wonder what's wrong with it. Nothing is, because almost no altcoin looks like XPX 6900. Yeah, and you can see our entries down here. We had multiple entries, multiple. Why? Because it's not about buying the exact bottom. Very few people buy the exact bottom. It's about being positioned. It's that simple. It's that simple. Period. It is that simple. 100%. Actually, Kevin, you are incorrect, because if it was in fact SOL, then altcoins would be moving with SOL, and it is not. Ultimately, altcoins have been moving still with Ethereum. Now, SOL has been prolific, but you can say that about several other altcoins. Just because you have a few runners, and there's been a handful. They've been onesies and twosies. But the overall market has moved with Ethereum. The overall altcoin market has not moved with SOL. Has not. Otherwise, they'd have made new all-time highs. They'd have reached their old all-time highs. So you can't say that SOL is the market mover and that SOL is running altcoins, because there's no parallel. But thank you for putting that up there. The majority of altcoins don't look like SOL in any way, shape, or form, have not achieved what SOL has achieved in any way, shape, or form. And therefore, there can be no comparison to SOL and the conglomerate of altcoins. Just like you can't compare SPX 6900 with altcoins. Why? Because this is a dime. This is like needle in a haystack. Very few have done this. Very few. I mean, it's microscopic, the amount of altcoins that have done this. So now you have SPX 6900 that has achieved and reached close to its ATH and is pulling back. Anybody that thought this was going to break on the first attempt is insane. You're welcome, Kevin. But yeah, I'm actually glad you put that out there, because SOL was prolific, was very powerful. There's no denying that. And by the way, SOL ain't done. Yeah, it ain't done. You're going to see a SOL at $1,000 plus. You definitely are. Yeah, there's been other exceptions. Yes, some of you guys know what those are. But it's coins like these that are making everybody look at their altcoins and wonder what they've missed. You've missed nothing. You have missed nothing. There's been onesies and twosies that have done this. This is prolific. So SPX is now going to find higher support somewhere up in here before eventually, running much, much, much higher. So I had more, but we've gone too long. The only thing I wanted you to grasp with what I did today, and if you get this, then you get it. I wanted you to understand where Ethereum is, that it has not trended, what it has to do. Stop being salty about your altcoins. You are truly in the final stage, days, times of your opportunity to accumulate at any of these low prices. You are there. Once Ethereum breaks that 2,800 and pushes, once it breaks that 2,800 and pushes higher, Ethereum is now trending. It is now trending. Now you will see alts begin to pick up this pace. So with the altcoin madness that I showed you today, I wanted you to see that not all coins are in the same basket of where they are. Some are still forming those accumulation bottom, like checks. Beautiful bottoms, they're still there. Some are forming those. And then you have whiff, like some have broken out of those, but are now mitigating those lows, pulling back those lows, mitigating, refilling those liquidity. So again, even for those, you're not going to get their bear market lows, but you're getting that final pullback before they trend. And then you have the onesies and twosies that are like XPX 6900. The onesies and twosies, they're few and far in between. Virtual looks amazing. Virtual has been insane. Artificial intelligence, Jim Virtual. Most artificial intelligence coins don't look like that. They will. It's Ethereum. I showed you that with Ethereum. I showed you that with, we didn't even look at total market cap. Why? Because I wanted to leave Bitcoin out of the picture. I wanted to leave Ethereum out of the picture. We didn't even look at market cap for those two. I showed you market cap for altcoins in their totality. And then we removed the top 10 and I showed you altcoins yet again. Golly, I love you. Even you salty freaks. Until next time, baby. Here comes the boom.